So our dude right here, Congo, might be the biggest case that I've ever seen of a Gen Zer just not wanting to work, not wanting to get it done, not wanting to be aggressive with life. Bro, you can't just complain about it. You got to be about it. You got to be about something serious. You have to. This world's difficult. We all know this. This isn't new. Things are rough, but you can't give up. Our boy here's giving up. Let's see what he's gonna do about it.
This whole 9 to 5 thing, I'm so done with it.
Done with working? Okay.
I'm so over it.
He's done.
Which is why, as of today, I have made the decision to permanently walk away from a 9 to 5.
Okay.
Today is
What are you gonna do instead?
July 23rd, 2024.
Okay.
I've made the decision that I have 1 year to make it happen.
Okay, so
July.
the video starting off better than other ones. So he's giving himself 1 year to figure out some kind of system to where he can make enough money to replace his job. All right, what is that though? What are you going to be doing over the next year though?
July 23rd, 2025. From that day forward, I will never work a job ever again. Because I'm so over it. I'm so done with this shit, bro. I hate it. I genuinely hate going to work a job.
I mean, I feel like a lot of us can relate to that. That is a lot of people. A lot of people work, make money just for the fact of working and making money. We got to pay bills. We got to get things done. We have to make sure we maintain ourselves, and we just got to live that life. We have to. There's no room to negotiate shit for nothing. So it is just part of life. And if some people figure out other means, their own business, getting into real estate, become some kind of big investor, and you hit it big, and you can find a way to make that money, make you more money. But the majority of people out there just have to suffer through it, unfortunately. What are you going to do about it, though, my boy?
I'm coming on here today to talk to you guys on YouTube because
Okay.
I just want to vent and get this off my chest, but nobody in my personal life would understand what I'm talking about or the decision that I just made.
Okay,
When I was at
but
work
what do you
today,
do?
a couple hours ago, I had I don't want to call it a bad day because my mindset is too positive and optimistic to allow myself to have a bad day, but I'll call
All right. Your mindset is too positive and optimistic to have a bad day. I am all for maintaining the positivity. I'm all for keeping the vibes good, you know? You're going to have bad days. Not all days going to be good. You're probably going to be motivated 5 days of the month, but the other 25 you're not motivated. You still have to go and do. Would you consider those good or bad days? Are good days based off of your motivation? Are good days based off of what? Because you're not just going to have a bunch of good in your life going on. You're going to have a lot of bad. You sitting in this car and speaking about the fact that you don't want to work because you had a day at work that was just so horrible that you decided from this point in a year from now, I would no longer work. This is a bad day. We are witnessing a bad day in real time. You have bad days.
it a less than ideal situation. I had a less than ideal situation occur when I was at work today.
Less than ideal.
And while I was going through it, I thought to myself, I said, this could possibly be the next 40 plus years of my life.
Okay, it could be. You're right. Yes, sir.
Because I'm 23 right now.
Yep.
Retirement age is in the 60s. So possibly,
Okay.
this could be the next 40 plus years of my life.
It could be.
Fuck no. Fuck no. There's no way. Because every day when I get up and I go to work, I feel like I have zero control over my life.
I mean, the fact that you are at work and you're working and you're making money, you are taking control of the things that you can control. We live in society. We live in first world countries. It is what it is. You're not going to be able to dictate and control every single aspect of your life. You're going to have to give your time to people so that you can make a salary, so that you can pay bills, so that you can just maintain the lifestyle you are trying to build. It's just what it is.
Somebody else determines how much I get paid. Somebody else determines when I have to get up and be at work. Somebody else determines how often I work. Somebody else determines.
Well, you applied for the job, you had an interview, you got the job description and all the benefits, and you signed it. So you were very well aware of what you were getting into. I doubt it's a situation where someone is forcing you to do labor. You sound like you are in a country to where you don't have to worry about that forced labor. So you knew very well what was up. You knew very well about how much you were going to make. And we're going to make what we have offered as a skill set. If you think you're worth more, you have to prove as to why you think you're worth more. If you want more vacation days, if you want more time off, listen, it just comes with the territory. You get 2 to 4 weeks off, potentially how long you've been with the company. That's what you get. That's what the environment is. The sooner people can accept that that is reality, the less it'll bother you. Now, obviously, you can be hyper aggressive and get out of it, start a business, do some other stuff like investing or whatever, and find a way to have your money make you more money so that you don't have to work so hard. In fact, you might not have to work at all. That could be the case for you. But until then, you need money to make money. How do you get money before you have money? You work for it, and then you can use it to do things so that you don't have to work anymore.
When I can take days off. Like, who are you?
That's your boss
This is my life. Why do you have so much control over my life?
because they own the company. They're managing the company. They're managing other staff and employees, and you are not.
Why do I need to ask you for permission to have a day off work? Who are you?
Because they hired you to do a service, and the service is necessary in order to run the business. And if you don't show up as a worker, then the business fails and it's affected in some capacity. It just is what it is, bro.
I hate this shit. And to me,
Okay, what are we gonna do?
walking away from the
What
nine
do
to
we
five
do?
isn't even about the money. To me, it's simply
What is it
about
about?
having control over my own life.
How do you do that?
I mean, right now, between my job and my other sources of income, all together, I'm a six-figure earner at the age of 23. So I make good money for my age.
So you make six figures, but you are going to walk away from that. Why? If someone is 23 years old making six figures, you have a great opportunity to change your life. You need to dedicate the next 5 years saving every single dollar you can. Let's say you make 100 grand a year. You said so. You make 100 grand a year. You probably like 20 grand or whatever goes to taxes. Let's say you take home 75, $80,000. Live off of 25. I don't know what your home situation is. Most likely live with your parents, which is fine. Take advantage of that. Live off of 25, save the rest. Do that for 5 years. You're going to have a couple six figures in cash. And at that point, you can do some big stuff. Like you can buy your first property, maybe with cash outright. You can take that to fund maybe a franchise. You can do something in terms of business. You can do stuff. You can go in the stock market if you feel risky, and you can try to invest and see if you can grow that amount of money over the next an additional 5 years on top of that. There's things you can do when you're at that age, making that kind of money. If you are intentional and if you save and if you know what to do, then you can change your life and retire at 30 years old. But he wants to quit next year. So, yeah.
But to be honest, I'm willing to walk away from my current income. I'm willing to take a pay cut if that means I can have control over my own life. I would rather struggle financially doing what I want to do rather than just wake up and do some shit I don't really care about because it pays the bills. To me,
I don't think anyone would take the option of struggling financially just because they don't want to do the thing that they need to do to get themselves out of struggle versus actually being in struggle and being poor. Every single homeless person that's on the street, I'm sure they'll rather work than sleeping on the street. Every single person that has very low means, that barely can straight by buying food, they'll rather do something they don't enjoy so they can have more comfort in their life so that they can guarantee that they can buy the essentials in order to live and survive. Like, bro, you just gotta work. And there's things you gotta do that you don't want to do, but it's necessary to live because we live in a first world country and we are part of society, and these things are required by us in order to function and adapt. And if you refuse to do it, then I mean, you can go ahead and be homeless if you want to, live in your car. But at the end of the day, what kind of lifestyle is that? Not a fun one.
having control over my own life is a higher priority than just having good income. To me personally.
Okay.
Not everybody's the same. Not everybody would understand that, but yeah, man. I'm so done with this 9 to 5 shit because while I was thinking all this stuff at work, I came to a realization. I said, me working this job, I don't have to do it. Like, I can do whatever I want. It's my life.
Okay, you can do whatever you want, but how are you going to make money without the 9 to 5? Yes, it is your life. You can, on paper, do whatever you want with your life. If you want to go be a teacher, go live in a boat for a year, you can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, money runs the world. Money runs you. Without money, you don't survive. How do we get the money if we quit our job?
If I want to, I can just wake up tomorrow and say, I'm done. I'm not going to work tomorrow. Of course, I'm not dumb. I mean, bills got to get paid, so I can't walk away from
Exactly.
the job yet.
Okay,
But
you're saying some good stuff now. That's right. You can't walk away
realistically,
yet.
if I really, really, really wanted to, I could just say fuck that shit. I don't have to work a job.
Okay, well, we don't go to work and we also don't pay bills, so we lose our property and just we can't buy food and we might as well just end up losing our car because we can't afford car insurance, we can't afford gas. Like, you just lose everything, right? You don't want to go to work, but you sacrifice everything else in your life. You can't even buy coffee. $10, a nice latte. Can't do that. Yes, we have a choice to not work. We have a choice to not wake up and go to work. But at the end of the day, at the cost of what? At the cost of everything. The cost is way too heavy for that to be an option. You have to have another avenue out before you consider that, which he is. He said he's given himself a year to figure out what he needs to figure out so that he can be in a position to where he can quit. But what are you going to do? That's what I'm not hearing.
Me working a job is a reality that I chose to accept.
Yeah.
You know, society always tells you get up, go to school, go to college, get you a job.
Yes.
They tell you that you have to do that. But in reality, you don't have to do that because there's other individuals out there that are perfectly fine and don't work a job. Earn good income.
I don't know if they're perfectly fine, but I'm sure they would rather be working, making money than being where they're at right now, doing nothing at all. You do have some genuine lazy people out there who just don't have any ambition for nothing at all in this world. But 99% of people rather work than to suffer and have nothing. They're both evil. Pick one. Which one is lesser? The fact that you don't have any food, you don't have any money, you can't buy updated clothing, you can't. What are you gonna do? Get a haircut? Like, you can't do anything without cash. You can go live in the woods and eat berries and drink lake water. That's your life. That's what you want to do? Live in the woods? Or you can deal with it, but then have money to add things to your life that you enjoy, add people, add experiences, buy food, bro. Go to Wendy's.
Earn good money, don't work a job. So you don't have to work a job. Me working a job is a reality that I chose to accept.
So people who make good money but don't work a job, they work the job first to get the money in order to invest in things that they don't have to no longer work to earn money for. These things don't just fall out of thin air. You aren't just given 4 properties without a mortgage or rent and say they're yours and you can rent them out and get the entire income. Every single, well, 99% of people out there had to work really, really hard doing jobs that we don't want to do so that they can get the money necessary in order so they can survive and live and flip that money, invest it, put it somewhere to where it can work for itself and obviously working for you, and you don't have to work for anything passive because it's just this well-oiled machine. But to get to that point, you have to work to make the money first. You can't just say I want it and it happens. It's a process.
And as of right now and forever, I'm rejecting that reality. Bro, fuck that reality. That reality does not make me happy, bro.
How do you reject it though? What do you
I'm going
do?
to do what I want to do.
What do you want to do? What are you going to do?
Facts.
Facts. What do you do?
So, 1 year, man. 1 year from today, I'm going to permanently be done working 9 to 5s forever.
But how?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You don't even know. You don't know what's going on. No plan.
I mean, I have other sources of income coming in right now, but My job is my main source of income. I don't know what I'm gonna do to replace my job's income, but I know I perform best.
I mean, he wants it, right? Like, I get it. He wants it. Hopefully, he sticks to it. We'll check him in a year and see where he's at. But I mean, at the end of the day, you have one life. And to some extent, although it is necessary, you are wasting it working because you're going to spend a lot more time at work than you are at home. You're going to spend a lot more time being around people that you don't care for because there's a working environment versus actually being around people that you care for, that you actually want to spend time with. It is just the reality of the world. Now, some of us make it out of it, some of us don't. At the end of the day, if this is what you want, you got to be aggressive about it, though. You can't just say this one day but then fall off 2 days later and not try harder.
Best under pressure. I perform best when it's like a sink or swim kind of situation.
All right, but what are you gonna do? You don't know what you're gonna do. They have no idea.
Jump off the cliff with no parachute kind of situation. Like,
dude, like there's no saving anybody jumping off of a cliff without a parachute. Like that is not a sink or swim. That is a sink and stay sunken situation. No, don't jump off of anything. You gotta have a plan. You need something to catch you. If you can't catch yourself, then somebody. You can't just be jumping off of cliffs because you reject the idea of work. I know he's not specifically saying he's going to jump off a cliff, but he used that as an analogy to push his narrative. Bro, like jumping off of cliffs, like without a parachute, what?
you either do or you don't.
In the parachute case, you simply don't because you're not going to be able to figure out how to fly and turn the times of human evolution back to where we had wings like birds or something. No, there's no doing there.
That's when I personally perform best. So, knowing that that's how I operate, I'm going to forcibly place myself in a situation where I have no choice but to make this shit work.
Okay.
And I know it's possible because I've done it before. When I was in the military a couple years ago, I got kicked out.
Why did you get kicked
And
out?
at the time I got kicked out, the military was my only source of income. Excuse me.
Okay.
So, no income coming in, I had to figure out a way to make it work. Got a job working at Burger King, and on the side, I was doing little side hustles to get extra money. So I know it's possible for me to get money outside of a job. I don't know how I'm gonna get enough money to replace my current income from my job, but fuck it, bro.
Yeah, just F it.
I'ma
Like,
just
we're
jump
gonna
off the
go.
cliff anyway.
No parachute, just
I'll either
jump.
grow wings and learn how to fly while I'm falling down, or I'll just fall down and fucking hit the ground and die. Either way.
Why would you want that as an option? Listen, life doesn't have to be so harsh. You can live but still try. Death doesn't have to be an option. I know, I hope he's not like really saying this in terms of I'm going to apply this to my life. Listen, we all want what we want because we actually want to live good lives. We want to live a fruitful, healthy, and long life. But you have to take the path of less resistance. Now, a lot of life is a lot of resistance, but at the end of the day, there's always something we all can do to help ourselves out to get a little bit further ahead. Jumping off of a cliff without a parachute, hoping you're going to grow wings, which you know you're not going to grow wings, is not the situation. Just like you going from right now to wanting to be a CEO in 10 months, it's possible. A successful CEO, you can be a CEO of anything. You can LLC a company right now and just say, I'm the CEO of this company. But to be a successful CEO, that's going to take sweat, blood, and years. Unless you magically go on Shark Tank and get a awesome deal right out of the back, that's obviously possible, but very unlikely to happen. Most people have to do the grind to get there.
I don't care.
Facts.
Because I know myself personally. I know I'm that
Facts.
kind of individual that's going to make any situation work for me. I know what I'm capable of achieving.
So how do
I
you
know
make
what I
this
can
work
do.
for you?
I
What
know
can
that
you
when I
do?
walk away from the job, I'm not going to be intimidated by it because I'm going to be chilling. I've been through worse in my life. I've been through bad shit, and every time I always come out on top. So walking away from a job and just having to find different ways to make money, that's nothing. I know I can do that.
Walking away from a job just to one day get another job. You got to make sure you do that correctly, though. 1 year may not be enough time. It can happen for you. A lot of people do a lot of great, incredible things in 1 year, but the reality of the situation is competitive. The world is a big, massive competition. We are 1v1 players against every other person alive out there trying to do the same thing we're doing. What's going to separate you from them? What's going to have you stand out from the rest of the masses who are trying to do the very same thing? What is going to be different? What is it? What is it, Congo? He doesn't even know.
And under normal circumstances, I'm not really a fan of telling other people what I plan on doing. I really generally don't ever do that shit.
But you're
But
making a video talking about it,
I'm
so you
making
got to
an
tell us.
exception for this particular topic because
You haven't told us what you're
when
going to
I
do,
post
though.
this online, other people are gonna see it. So it's like a form
Okay.
of accountability for myself because I know a year from today, somebody's gonna be, hey, Congo.
Yeah,
A
I'm
year
going
ago
to do
you
that.
said you were done working a job. What's
I'm
up
going to
with
check
that?
you in a year, bro. You better be on top of your stuff, man, honestly. I'm making
I
another
mean, I
video
can
about
hold
you in a
myself
year.
accountable, but posting this video on the internet, talking about what I'm thinking,
Yeah,
is
it's going to make me hold you
100%
accountable
going
now.
to force me to be
You
accountable
better
for
get
what
it
I'm
done now.
talking
You put it
about
out there,
right
bro. You
now.
better get it done now. On
And it's
God, on
crazy too
everything.
because I can't really tell anybody in my
You
close
can't tell
circle
people
about what I
nothing?
got going on,
Why not?
like close friends and close family, because they would look at me and be like, "You tripping? You already make good money for your age. Why would you walk away from that and potentially struggle and potentially fail just to, not work a job? Is that really?"
So he's not going to say what his plans are because he doesn't have any plans. He just doesn't want to work. So I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I'm done. I'm done working. Listen, we have to work hard. You cannot shy away from hard work, even if it's work you don't care about. We all have to start from somewhere and eventually grow. We have to do things we don't want to do so that we can one day do things that we enjoy. But that lifestyle doesn't come without a cost. That cost is your time and that cost is your years. Some people make it early. Obviously, these people exist, but the majority of people are not going to figure it out at 21 years old. Most people figure it out at 40, 45, 50 years old, which is still quite young. But obviously, if you're 20, 21, thinking about the age of 50, it's like there's such a big gap. I'm wasting so much time. Do I really have to wait till I'm 50 to get ahead? Some people do. The point is to never stop, and the point is to never give up. All I'm hearing is that I don't want to work my 9 to 5 job. What do you want to do then? What is it? You want to sell ebooks and just kind of make some sales online? What are we doing? He doesn't even know.
Really what you want to do with your life? To be honest, yeah, it is. And I'm not going to tell them because they wouldn't understand. They just don't get it. Because everybody is always told, you got to work a job, you got to work this, you got to do that, you got to go to school. Bro, fuck that shit. If it doesn't make me happy, I don't have to do it. Man, people need to realize that.
If it doesn't make me happy, I don't have to do it. My God, man, where do I start with that? That is a whole video by itself. Okay, let's digest that real quick. Happiness is the end goal. It is everything to human connection. It's everything to what we look for. We want to feel and be about our happiness. But happiness is a luxury. Happiness doesn't come because you ask for it to come. You can be a happy person. You can have a great attitude. You can have a positive attitude. You can be jolly. You can. But in terms of finding full happiness with every aspect of your life, your job, your family, your relationships, your physical fitness, whatever you have going on, your businesses, that is just not going to come out of nowhere. You're not going to be happy with every aspect of your life. There's things you're going to have to do in this world that you don't want to do but are necessary in order for you to move forward, to survive, to help someone. You might have to do things that just internally you don't care for, but it's necessary. Like if you have a kid one day, you got to do all this diaper changing stuff and you have to lose all this sleep. I don't want to lose sleep, but I have something to do and it's non-negotiable. A kid is non-negotiable. I have to take care of my kid. I have to get up. I have to give them the bottle. That is the life I have to do no matter what. So happiness is great, But if you chase the idea of happiness with everything in your life, you're going to get nothing done because a lot of things are not happy. There are a lot of things that are just annoying and bothersome, but still are necessary for you to survive and do what you need to do in this world. Just, you'll be happy, but it's about moving forward first. It's about getting it done first. It's about being intentional first. It's about being direct and having very clear visions about your dreams. You can't just do happiness without doing everything else.
That you have more power over your own life and what you do than you realize.
All right, this guy's saying the same thing over and over again. So we're done here. This is our boy Congo. Doesn't want to work. He's 23 years old. He's finished with just a 9-to-5 hustle. I get it. We all get it. We all have had to work a job before. We get it. At the end of the day, do not shy away from work. You need money to make money. You have to do what you don't want to do so that you can one day do what you want to do. You don't just get there because you ask for it. You don't just get there because you feel like you're ready for it. It is still a very long-term process. And that process does not write itself. You write that process. Thus far in this video, you said nothing about how you're going to write that process. So I don't even know if you have one. But figure it out. Figure it out and get it done. Let's go, bro. Anyway, quick video, guys. Hope you enjoy it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.